Aloha! What's going on? What's going on? Fidelis here. What's up? What's up? Good afternoon, Warrior Solution. You know what it is. What's happening? What's happening? What's going on? No. You don't have the wrong time. It's the right time. It's the right time. We're here. We're connecting. Hold on a second. Let's invite people. Just a second here. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. People are saying they cannot see the live, so let me see something. Huh. Strange. Okay, I'm on. Greetings. How's everybody doing? Good afternoon. Yo, today, listen up. Okay, so I think last week I posted something about you being a student of life, you know. I know there are so many challenges going on and people face with this, especially this time of the year. You know, usually around Christmas season or whatnot. You know, people have different challenges in their lives, different hardships here and there. But, you know, I just want to remind you one thing. You're a student of life. Regardless of what kind of challenges you go through, you should know that those are lessons. Those are lessons that should have equipped you to be able to maneuver your journey a lot more smoother later on, right? So you can't take those lessons for granted either because they are monumental. They are contributing. Okay? So learn how to benefit from those. Give me 1 second. Okay? So don't just shy away from that. Don't shy away. So but listen, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. It's that time of the year. Lord have mercy. The year is coming to an end. 2 weeks and we are like in 2020. That's not even playing like it's that real. Okay? How is everybody doing? Warrior Solutions here. Wanatel, Fidelis, you know what it is. What's up? Mawan, what's up? Manoteka, Papa, hi. Yo, what's going on, Fred? Greetings. Wesley Chapel, the community, what's good? What's up? My U17 boys, love. See you all on Sunday. Okay, so listen up. So what's going on? What's up? What's happening? Okay, so there's like a few Bible verses I want to quote in regards to like these challenges we're faced with, right? Because sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget about the lessons. You know, how to pay attention to those lessons. Sometimes we forget about the experiences that make us stronger, that otherwise we can benefit from if we paid enough attention or sought guidance, right? But if you are going through it, why must you become your own enemy to make it difficult, extra difficult? Why are you beating yourself up in the process? Why must be the only choice to focus on the negative in the equation? Because out of every situation, there is usually a positivity in it, right? A positive thought process usually invites the good. So like for me, for so long, you know, I was dwelling so much in the past and in the negativity and just lost and trying to figure it out. Wondering what in the world is happening to me. You know, so much worrying. Do you know that worrying actually takes away from you? Worrying is not a benefit. The reason I started Warrior Solution, a warrior that worries, was worrying so much. So now I went and grew out of that and I said, no. I need to be thinking of solutions and get away from worrying so much because worrying takes away. Worrying is negative. Worrying is like a sin. If you're one of those that reads the Bible, believes in God, right? Like I'm going to talk quote like Psalm 66, the book of Psalms, 66, verse 18 to 20 or 21. But I like starting it from like 16. Read it from 16. But I want to share this with you because I want you to understand something. So the verse says, if you had cherished sin in my heart, the Lord would, if I had cherished sin in my heart, the Lord would not have listened. But God has surely listened and has heard my prayer. If I had cherished sin in my heart, the Lord would not have listened. So let me put it in clear terms for someone who is not religious or someone who does not necessarily believe in that aspect of the godly way of living, right? Because we're not going to pretend that they're not there. There are people there too that don't believe. But the Bible is one asset where you can get a lot of messages, a lot of really, really good metaphors, things to help you, guide you, or maneuver challenging situations that you're going through, because that's a whole lucrative experience right there that was written for the community. That's why it's there. So it's good to refer to that at times, right? Hi Ladonna. Ladonna says worrying gave me a lot of wrinkles. Yeah, Ladonna, stop worrying. Worrying does not bring about any good. So in this aspect of if I cherished sin in my heart, so I want to talk about it in forms of negative energy. Worrying is a negative energy. Okay? Dwelling in the past and worrying and just feeling hurt is negative energy. Seeking a justification out of for someone who has hurt you is negative energy. Because always people will get stuck there and dwell in the negativity, dwell in isolation, because they have this animosity and anger and hate, all because of those past lived experiences, right? But it's unnecessary. When you carry that weight with you, it tends to bring about negativity at all costs. So just like that verse says, if I had cherished sin in my heart, God would not have listened. It's the same thing. If you cherish animosity in your heart, if you carry around hate in your heart, if you carry around worrying this and that, all thinking negative in your life at all costs, you're not inviting any good. Instead, you're only inviting the worst. Because what you think is usually what you're manifesting. What you constantly think is what you bring about the picture, right? So maybe instead of worrying, maybe you should start with accepting first, right? Learn how to accept. Accept. Because out of acceptance will bring about understanding. When you understand, it will allow you to see. It will start giving you clarity and vision, things of that nature. The reason I emphasize always seek understanding. It's very, very important to seek understanding, okay? As you seek guidance along the way. So it's very imperative. I want to read something I shared with a friend, because I think it's important. Okay? So somebody asked me this. Why then do you revisit your past experiences? For me, my Iraq experiences, or, being blown up, or just loss of friends, this and that, all of that put together, those things that torment me. So what I learned over the years was that acceptance is very, very important. Because if you accept, it allows you to bring it to the forefront. So you're no longer avoiding it. When you avoid the issue, the longer it's going to take. Especially if you're dealing with healing. In a healing process, it's very, very important that you face that challenge. Face it. Accept it. Do not avoid it. And then try to understand it. Like what worked for me is for so long that avoidance just made it worse. But I started accepting and I said, well, I live this life. But I'm still here. Yeah, I went through these challenges and those challenges, but I'm still here. Okay, so now let's try to understand those. So once I started understanding, that experience, then it brought about some sense of clarity, in a sense some of that I was doing my job. Yeah, it was a mission, but that was my job. Okay? I was also serving my country. Okay? So that started bringing about some sense of sometimes the guilt, sometimes feeling guilty, and these men, they become so heavy. So, but when you bring about that understanding the same way I explained that book of Psalm 66, 18 to 20. If you keep it in your heart like it's a negative, and then all you're thinking and worrying about is negativity. But if you bring about the light to your heart, bring about some kind of an understanding and acceptance, okay, it will make your journey a lot more easier. Don't forget that you're still a student of this life that we journey. You're still learning. You can still learn if at age 50, okay? You can still learn at age 60. You can still learn at age 80. There's always room to learn. So stop worrying and beating yourself in the process. You understand? And now I know during these times of the year, that's usually when people kind of like a bit, not everybody has family the way, they wish they did. Or not everybody has friends the way they wish they should. Or just busy. People are busy, not having enough time to be with families and stuff like that. So there's a lot of isolation during this time of the year. Not everybody's, but you still must know that regardless of all of that, there's still so much good in you. There's still so much good on the planet. There's still so much good that you can bring about your life, regardless of the past, regardless of how challenging the journey might get. But how patient are you? When can you take time to reflect? When can you take time to just slow down a bit and just say, wow, okay, 2 weeks to finish 2019. Okay, let's accept that. And not worry about, oh, I wish this, I wish that, because wishful thinking doesn't bring about any good. Instead, be insightful. Think about how you can invite those things that you want. Think about how you can invite the healing. Think about how you can invite the good to stop you from worrying. You stopping worrying, by the way, starts with a positive thinking. Stop worrying about things you have no control over. Okay? And by the way, the Bible is a great asset. It's a good book for you to go and read. Read and see how you can help get better. Because there are lessons in that book that can literally teach you a lot. Really, really good guiding. So like Psalms, like 66, this one in regards to our topic, read that. It will help. But look at Psalms 91. Psalms 91 is a great book. Read that chapter. Okay? Psalms 23, my favorite. Okay? Perhaps the most simplified one is Psalms 128. Psalms 128 is a great read. But what's happening? What's going on? How are you challenged? It's been, the whole year is coming to an end. How do you want next year to come about? Are you planning? Are you making any adjustments based on this year's experiences? Have you paid attention to the experiences you have led through this year? What were the lessons you have taken away? Okay? How are you going to apply some of those lessons to better your future coming next year? The future could be tomorrow. The future does not necessarily mean 10 years from now. How can you better yourself then? Right? So there are so many different ways of looking at this. And there are so many different ways of it working too. So it kind of like boils down to what works for you. Right? So what's happening? What's going on? How are you maneuvering these last 2 weeks? What's the last minute adjustments you must make to complete the year? How are you not letting your ego play in the forefront? Because at times it can be misleading. How are you in charge of your emotions? Your emotional well-being? Are you in control or are you letting the emotions mislead you? How well do you understand those emotions? Because sometimes challenges come about because we don't comprehend the emotions well. Or perhaps we don't even know how to handle them or understand them. Right? But if you pay attention and seek understanding, it allows for a smoother transition. But also seek guidance because you're not the only first person that have gone through it. There are so many people that have gone through what you're going through that you can learn from. How you choose to manipulate that is really your choice. Did you know it's easier to choose to think the negative than the positive because the positive otherwise seems like hard work only because of your comfort zone? If you're comfortable thinking certain way, that's the only way that is going to work for you. But if you can bring about change to your thought process and more of like the presence and the diverse thinking, but the acceptance, being mature enough and grown to understand that ego is just misleading at times. It's okay. We are still humans, you know, and therefore humans too do need help one way or the other, or come to a point where you need guidance one way or the other, or come to a point where even you need to think positive or believe one way or the other. You know, like I was chatting with a friend earlier, and then we were talking about certain challenges in life and things like that. So my question is like, wait, do you believe? Do you believe in God? Well, yes. Okay. Do you believe in yourself? Well, yeah, sort of, right? Okay. Do you have access to the Bible, or do you read it, or the church, a pastor somewhere? Yeah. So my confusion then becomes this. How does one claim to believe in God but don't believe in themselves? How does one claim to believe in God or that higher power, a purpose in their life, but yet make the choice to suffer or worry when they know they can ask God for guidance, or they can pray, or they can read a Bible to guide them, right? So why are you then trying to endure this journey on your own when there are other, ways to be able to manipulate it for the better? The kind of choices we make are very, very important. Because the same way you choose to worry, and by the way, sometimes worry comes about without you not even paying attention. Then you realize 2-3 hours later you had been worrying and lost and just carrying this weight of stress that is usually not good for you, not good for your heart. So stop the worry. Instead of worrying, what's the one thing you can understand? Instead of worrying, how can you choose to think about a solution? Instead of worrying, why can't you distance that relationship that is clearly not yours? Or that thing? Because at times, God has a way of bringing things to our lives at the forefront, right? But you ignore them and make your own choices and go with what you want. Or at times, God will try to take away those things that are not good for you. Those things that are so hurtful. Those things that are so worrying. Those things that are so determined, like they are too stressful for you. They are not doing any good in your life, right? So clearly, it's disrupting that so that can get away from your way. So then you can have the good coming up, right? But no. People want to fight to keep that. People are going to fight to keep that because no, I can't just let this go. I want to, I'll give an example, maybe a relationship, right? If maybe someone hurt you, not just necessarily a relationship, if someone hurt you, for example, right? And then there are tendencies of you not wanting to just let that go because maybe you're carrying some sort of animosity or stress, or you just feel like you're not justified enough to just let it go. But the thing is that you letting go is not for them. You letting go is for you. You understand? So don't carry around things that are not beneficial to your life. Things like worrying. Things like carrying around people or relationships that clearly don't belong to your life or are not good in your life. Let those go. Be around people that appreciate you, that teach you, that love you, that want the best for you. People that challenge you for better. It's okay. You understand? So know that you're a student of life. You're not strange. You're not strange to these challenges. No one is. This is a part of life. If it's not you going through it, somebody is. So don't think for once that these are things that just started now because you're the one enduring them now at this given time. The benefit of it is this. You should already know that at least you have some experience of falling before. So now you should to lift yourself up, right? You should also know that, wait a minute. There are so many people in the past that perhaps have gone through similar experiences. but they are still here. Maybe they are successful. Maybe they have pushed themselves for the better. So maybe you too can channel that energy for the better, right? So trust that. Believe that. Don't just bury yourself in isolation. If the year did not work out the way you wanted it, give yourself a second chance. The opportunity is 2020. Make it what you like. Okay? Don't bring this negativity back from this year to the next. And stop setting these unrealistic goals for next year. Or what are you New Year's resolution? You listing 10. That's not realistic. Focus on the good 2, 3, 4 that are going to work for sure. Maybe for the first half of it. And then the other half. You know what I mean? But also write them down. Be present in the process. You need that. When are you going to start exercising the good for you? When are you going to start holding yourself accountable for the better? When are you going to start saying that if I say this, I should follow through? Don't say things that you don't mean. If you say things that you don't mean, that's just being wasteful. You understand? Right? So, Matt Notiaka, you commented. Talk to me. What's up? So, you know what I'm saying? So many different ways. Okay? So, but question though. Do you have a mentor? So, I was speaking to someone, they're probably like almost 70 years old. And for them to mention that they have a mentor, or they are the mentor, still like, it's like, whoa. That was an eye-opener for me. So it's okay to seek mentorship, okay? Seek that. Questions real quick. I take time to answer a few questions. Questions, please. Questions, what's going on? Where are you at? Greetings to the world. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year coming up. What it is, what's going on? Okay, I shall read through some comments here real quick. Bear with me. Somebody says, invite me. You're invited. It's official. Lord have mercy. Call in. Check in. I miss you too. What's going on? It's been a while. Reading through. Bear with me. Questions, people. Questions. What's the challenge? What's your understanding of this? What can you do differently to, for the better? Now that you know you're a student of life. LaDonna says, is there a difference between worrying and fears? Yes, LaDonna, very much so. But the relationship perhaps here is wasted time, misunderstanding, but most importantly, you manipulating your own mindset to create those fears or worrying. When you start worrying, you're creating some kind of like your own, it's like you're recreating a picture, movie. There's something you just keep wanting to be worse than it's supposed to be. But it's unnecessary. Okay? And then the fears. So fear usually comes from unknown for one. It could also come from lack of confidence and self-esteem. It could also come from being overwhelmed. It could also come from just lack of understanding. Okay? Fear is. But remember, people can fear themselves too. So then you wonder why. You know yourself. You know your capabilities. You know what you bring to the table. You know your potential. So then the question is, what do you fear? You have a skill set and a talent, a thought process. Fear should not be in the equation. Worry comes from just isolation for the most part. You know, it also comes from just reliving past experiences mentally. You know what I mean? So, or shortcomings. Or just lack of expectations, or just lack of vision will bring worries too. You know, just sense of being lost, sense of just isolation, whether mentally, emotionally, you know, just the presence in your life, right? Will bring about that. I don't know if you understood that or if I answered it the way you understood it. If not, you can let me know, then I'll do it again. Questions. What's your challenge? Ladonna, what is the fear? Share fear with us. If it's greatness you fear, you misguided. Don't fear greatness. I wanted to say this. Often people forget. They forget the good in themselves. They forget just the beauty of life. They just forget how, you know, wealthy mentally you can be. Emotionally, just, you know what I mean? Like, don't look at wealth just in the sense of monetary terms. What about in wealth in terms of your own understanding, the knowledge, being equipped to maneuver through life the right way, right? But I wanted to say this. Regardless of how much you're going through, regardless of how hard it may be, if there's an ounce of any good, there's some good you feel, there's a day you wake up, you're feeling something positive, there's that good that you wake up one day and you feel there's a presence of God in your life, or there's just a presence of that higher power, the universe. There's something about you that is good. There's that good. There's something good in you. That's what you need to dig for. Okay? So Ladonna says, like you mentioned, I need to train my thought process and emotions. Ladonna, very, very true. You know, our mind sometimes can be misleading. Our emotions definitely mislead us. Emotions will mislead you to get something you don't deserve out of emotions because you don't understand. You know, it's like being stuck in, don't talk about relationships so much. We're not experts in those. But yeah, so there are different ways of looking at that, okay? But questions. What other questions are there? Questions. I take time to read. It's time for questions. I take a question or two. What's up? What's going on? Questions. By the way, I want to make this comment about the Bible, the book. You don't necessarily have to be religious to read it, you know. There are many lessons in it. There are many lessons that you can learn from the Bible that can teach you, guide your life for the better. Or even a business, or relationship, marriage, you name it, just life. You know, we are students of life, like I said, right? So, as a student of life, what are the lessons you're learning for the better? You're welcome, Ladonna. She says, yes, thank you. Good breaking down. So, like, there are so many things that go on in people's lives. Not necessarily like veterans. Like, you know, for me, I talk about this in relationship to my experiences as a soldier when I was one, right? And the challenges I've gone through after sustaining injuries during war, whatnot, right? But challenges are challenges. Humans are still humans. There are people dealing with relationship challenges, divorce or here and there, depression here and there. There are people dealing with just, monumental level of challenges that otherwise sometimes can enable their progress, you know. It limits their progress forward. So, but I want to be able to accommodate them too. through my own life's lessons, through just my teachings and experiences, the things, I learned from here and there, just to help them get through what it is they are challenged with. It's more just like an awakening. Not so much of telling you what to do or how to do it, but more so of reminding you that, listen, this is also an option. Same way you have other options in life that can help better you. Right? Hi, Angom, how are you? Okay? Time for questions. We have about, 5 minutes to go. Questions. Time for questions. Ask away. Ask away. What's going on? Question for you. What are your New Year's resolutions? What's the plan for next year? Have you written down those goals? What's the plan to be able to challenge yourself for the better? Are you present enough and willing to do that? Or you just gonna sit and say, it's okay? Right? What's the one thing that you wanted to change this year, otherwise it did not? And why do you think that did not happen? Did you say you're gonna do it and then 2-3 months later you forgot about it and didn't stick to it? And then the question is, where is the discipline, right? Did you write it down? Because we are easily distracted and forgetfulness. You know what I mean? Because then the question is, if you did not, then how serious were you in the process? Do you watch what you say as you finish this year? Are you saying good things to invite the good for you? Or are you being wasteful with your words? Because your words are very powerful. Very, very powerful. What you say matters. You understand? So what's the plan? I take questions. I shall read a bit. Hold on. Hi, Miss Haiti. Been a while. What's good? What's going on? Give me a second. Let me read through some comments here, inboxes or two if there's any. I like how Peter Teka plays it, says conversations with the future mayor of Wesley Chapel. Yo, that's dope. Big ups, big ups. Martin Oteka, what it is? Toronto, that's what's up. So if there are questions lingering around, I know people are doing like a watch party and this and that. So if there are questions out there that I might not have access to, please direct those to me. Because right now I can only see my page, Warrior Solutions, and I'm not seeing what other people's interactions or whatnot are like. But yeah, any questions? We have 3 minutes. Questions. Time for questions. Ask away. Don't be shy. It's okay. It's a conversation. Let's learn. Ask away or teach me something. Uncle Jude, greetings, greetings. Yo, Williams, yo, Williams, big ups, man. How's London? It's been a while, man. Long time, long time. Yo, Papa is on. Papa, greetings. Phoebe, greetings. One, greetings. Liz, what's up? What's up? Fred, hey, what's up? Matt Noteka, what it is? Ivan Paul, you know what it is? Angom, hello. Chair lady, you know what it is? Let's lead. Alright, well, questions, 2 minutes. What's your understanding of today's topic? By the way, read those posts, read my blogs, they are helpful, I think. Big ups, Uncle Jude. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining in. Uncle Jude says, yeah, big ups. I managed to sneak in a few minutes. Yeah, mad respect for that. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? Yo, next year I want to attempt this. Okay? I want to attempt like a group, like us sitting together and just chatting, having a conversation as a group. Let's see how that works. If you're around Wesley Chapel area as a veteran or not, or has gone through some kind of challenges, you don't mind us talking through it on video, let's chat. You never know. You know, the power of conversations. The power of conversations will bring about healing. You know, the beauty about having conversations is this. You are going to learn how to do or how to think differently from your way. You know, sometimes we get lost in our own comfort zone that you forget that there's another way. But when you have conversation, someone might spark or trigger your thought process into thinking differently too. You're like, oh wow, okay, if this person did it like this or did it like that, that means I can do it too. Why not try, right? That's really it. There's nothing too difficult with that. It's not like you're changing who you are completely. You know, you're just making adjustments and redefining yourself. You know, innovate. You understand? Take advantage. Alright? But listen up. Looks like that's our time, you know. We don't have much time. This is it. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know, watch these videos when you can. Share when you can. Read my blogs if you can. Share with me a thing or two. You know, by you sharing with me, by the way, it means you're educating me too. Okay? I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Merry Christmas and a happy new year. Next week I'll be on the road, so I'm not going to be live. But I'm sure a week after that we will attempt it. And if not, New Year's will be right around the corner. Okay? So I'm going to invite a few friends to join me for like not so much of like a Bible study, but just like kind of like getting through some challenges, okay, before the end of the year. So shoot me like one thing you want to work on as an individual to get through. Like, let's work on it so that when you transition to the next year, you're a lot more equipped. Let's do it. Let's do it up. Reach out, man. Warrior Solutions. You know how to find us. Warrior Solutions on Facebook. The phone number is on there on WhatsApp. You know what it is. Our email address is active. You know what it is. All right. Other than that, much love and respect. I appreciate everybody and I wish you all the very best. May God bless you all. Love.